Hey everybody, this is Connor.
This is Tobias.
And this is Jack.
This is the first episode of the JoJo's Bizarre Book Club. We were a little disappointed with how David Productions and Netflix were going to handle the release schedule for Steel Ball Run, so we decided to just read the chapters. These are the current hosts for today. Depending on who's available when we're reading, then it'll be different people. So, we read the first 11 chapters just so we could get up to the same point as the anime where it left off. What did you guys think? Just any initial thoughts for the manga?
I really liked it. I liked the opening with Sandman. I thought that was more compelling for his character's backstory, and I think it really got the excitement because what's going on? You know, what's going on with these strange circular holes and things like that.
Yeah, I didn't like in the anime. I think they did him dirty. They just kept resorting him or making it seem like he was only doing it for the money, and he still is doing it for the money. But they gave him purpose. At the end there, he's saying this is for my people, for my spiritual life, for the land of the earth. There's something deeper there. I like that a little more.
I could see the production kind of using that as a reveal later on. You know, just kind of keep it mysterious now and show what his greater purpose was. But honestly, I kind of liked how the manga went about telling the story.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of the art style of the manga. Honestly, I haven't read manga before today, so this is a super cool introduction to it, and being able to read it with friends, I think made it even more special.
Yeah, I think Tobias, you said earlier while we were reading it, you were pretty impressed with the line work and the coloring and how long it must have taken Araki to do this work. And I just wanted to give a little background. Usually I think it was called Shonen Jump was what Araki used to publish in, and they kept him on a pretty strict how often he needs to publish. So now in this one I think he got much longer to work because that was Shonen and this is Seinen Jump, I want to say. So he got longer to do each chapter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a good thing that they gave him that creative freedom, or I guess a little more creative freedom to do that, because this is truly a work of art.
Yeah.
I mean, not that they didn't just butcher Johnny coming in. Looks like a little potato smudge in the corner of a panel.
Yeah, the first time you see Johnny in the version we read, it's there's no way that's the main character.
Yeah, it's kind of brutal. I guess I should ask, what did you guys think of the designs? Because obviously Johnny and Gyro look different than they do in the anime. Especially Johnny, I think, is the biggest change.
I really like the character designs in the manga. I thought they did really good with that.
I think it's a little hard for me to compare it to the anime right now since we watched the anime a while ago, but I think having the color theme with each character is super cool, in both the manga and the anime. It just helps you really obviously you can tell which character you're looking at and stuff, but Gyro's green color palette is so iconic now.
Mm-hmm. I really Gyro, I think, is the translation that they did for him into the anime was fine. I'm really kind of just miffed about Johnny. I think obviously they can't do the star blue pajamas because that'd be horrible to animate, just every single star all the time. But I don't know. I wish they would have just kept the overall blue color design. I'm not digging the white shirt or whatever. I can't remember exactly what he was wearing either, but
yeah, it's pretty reminiscent. I can see the similarities, but it's not the same.
Was there anything else that was different from the anime? I know they put in more scenes with Poco Loco.
And Poco Loco's stand, we didn't see it at all in the
Exactly,
anime.
yeah.
I mean, I think we heard it, right? Did they?
Yeah, they did a little voice, but they didn't even do his hand or nothing.
Yeah, that was... I mean, I guess that's really strange for non-manga readers. If someone's just watching the anime, they're going to be oh, what the heck's that? Now they have to wait till November.
Yeah, it's brutal that they did that.
Yeah, I think like looking back, the anime, like it, if you don't have the context, it's kind of a tough watch, or it's kind of confusing.
Just for reference to people listening, I have read all of Steel Ball Run and JoJolion and JoJo Lands. So I was the only one that when we actually watched the episode together, I could kind of like compare on the fly. So these guys have just basically read this for the first time.
Something I wanted to further add about stands is like the opening with Sandman. It's not like explicitly like stated, but it kind of hints that he has or possesses a stand as well, which I thought is really cool because it's like, oh, like it just so much more mystery around the guy. You just want to know more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, obviously, they do a really good job. I really enjoy Rocky. Like, I know there's a lot of complaints about the first part of the race getting like being way too long. Especially, I think the first two chapters have like 40 long chapters, page long chapters. But I like how he's like putting Johnny as like not Johnny, Gyro as the main character,
Mm-hmm.
which I think you'll see. I don't want to like I can't spoil too much, but like it kind of gets a shared role, obviously, with Johnny later on. And I'll let you guys see what you think later on. But Gyro's pretty good. What else is there?
Yeah, I just gotta say, I really like the characters that are emerging as kind of the main ones.
Yeah, who do you want to win? I know we talked about that on the anime episode. You guys were like, "Ooh, I really want Sandman. I really want Gyro to win." Do you guys have any favorites so far?
Ooh, I'd say probably Sandman or Gyro. I think I'm leaning more towards Sandman because he's got a purpose. Um, I feel like my my inkling is that Johnny will pull like a Lightning McQueen at the end and let someone else win, but
We'll
you
see.
never know. I just saw Cars like 2 weeks ago, so rewatched it. You know.
Cars as in the Pixar movie, not
Yes,
Cars
yes.
as in the character.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to agree with that take. Sandman's really like the only person we know with like a solid, you know, story, like a reason that to race. Like we don't know anything about Gyro's motives yet. Johnny just wants to touch his steel balls.
Yeah.
Poco Loco just wants to get rich, I guess, because he's lucky or something. But so I think as we figure out more motives from other racers, I think I'll be able to form a more solid opinion. But yeah, Sandman's cool.
If I limit myself to just these 11 chapters, like pretending I don't know anything else, I would definitely, yeah, Sandman is definitely the most impactful character right now. I feel like you'll get Gyro's story soon enough. They hinted at Johnny's a little bit. For me, Johnny is just the standout character in the whole manga. But right now, obviously, he's not the focus. So, yeah, he kind of gets buried away. I'm kind of have a guilty pleasure. Like, I want Poco Loco to win just because he's so, like, out there and bombastic. He kind of gives
he's
me,
hilarious.
like, Joseph Joestar vibes from part 2.
Yeah.
Like, he just thinks he's the hottest stuff around.
I like the close-up reactions on his face. Like when something happens, like they'll just show like a little panel of his face, like his eyes will be wide, or he'll just be like smiling or something. It's just.
I think there's like a part where Gyro's like, oh, what is up with this guy? Like, surely he's planning everything and he knows all these things ahead of time. And it kind of gave me reminders of like Joseph back in part 2 where he's like, oh, your next line is like, he seems to like know what's going to happen. So just kind of seeing like Gyro's reaction to that just, I thought was cool.
I should bring up too, just as we go along, because I will read this like weekly-ish. The point of part 7 is kind of like the drop. It's like a redo of part 1, and there's parts of part 2 and 3. You know, everything sprinkled in. So really, like, you'll be able to extrapolate a lot of meaning from like what Araki decides to bring back from like the original parts from parts 1 through 6. So just be on the lookout for that. Like obviously you saw Johnny, and Johnny's just a nickname for Jonathan, and then Diego is back, so you got Dio in there as well.
Mm-hmm.
I know they just saw Abdal get the shaft again. Brutal.
Cacti.
What else can we talk about? What do you think about Steven Steele, the starter. I guess I didn't realize when I first read this that he's supposed to be like a parody of P.T. Barnum. Like I forgot that he like was in the circus and was doing like freak show stuff, which was kind of interesting. He like got called out for scams.
Yeah, Steven Steele, he's an interesting cat. His whole situationship is kind of sus.
It's funny because in the anime they don't even reference
Yeah.
like how old Lucy is, but here it's brutal because they reference how old she is. They show it as like a controversial thing that like the news reporters are asking. And then in the 11.5 chapter, they like explained more, but not enough for it to not be sus.
Yeah, that's so sus. The extra chapter said that he asked her father if he could wait to marry her. That just is grooming on a whole nother level.
Gosh darn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's his fantasy. We're going by a fan translation. I guess I should mention that too.
Okay.
I don't think it's official. I'll do more research and put a little tag in the video or whatever once I find that out. But it's like, I know Mista is like the username of one of the guys that worked on this. So like props to them for setting all this up. There was a few like spelling errors, but like the fact that they did all this out of their free time so that English readers can enjoy the series as well. It's just props to them.
Yeah, it's incredible.
What other characters are there? Yeah, Lucy Steele. Mountain Tim got referenced. He shows up a bit later, but I know one of the people that might come onto this book club thing we're doing is his name's Gavin. He really likes Mountain Tim. He's read as much as these guys, so he doesn't know much about Mountain Tim. Those who know.
That is not us.
No.
Yeah. What else? We can keep going.
I'd like to shout out Araki's detail with the horses. Like I feel like drawing in those muscles and the movements like shows a great mastery of like kind of like the musculature and anatomy of a horse to like really capture that emotion.
Yeah, I have a book by Araki. It's like I forget the full title. It's like manga in practice. It's like his book for like people who want to get into creating manga, and like he has detailed like of his sketches showing like a hand holding a revolver like from different angles, I think. So he put a lot of work into this. I know that Trey the Explainer video just came out like a couple weeks ago of that guy who actually did the Steel Ball Run trip in person, and he has a lot more material in there going over like how Araki has like these old cowboy books and stuff in his private library so that he can kind of pull from. I was surprised that they didn't show the full list of racers with their horses, because I know you were asking Tobias about the like what the individual names for the horses were. I guess that'll come out later. He does spend like a whole manga like page just like showing all the racers and who got which place in the first race.
All 3,600 of them?
No, yeah. Just the first 50 or so, I think. So what do you guys, you have, I guess we can ask what are predictions you guys have for what's going to come up. Obviously, the first part of the race just ended. What do you think is going to happen next? It's kind of a bad question because we don't have that many characters to work with, but
I feel like the longer stages, because I feel like you can't, there's going to be multiple days. So I feel like that's when like the debauchery and, all the criminal activity is going to come out for the racers. So I think that'll be kind of an interesting hurdle, like what goes on here. Like, are they peaceful or people are going to try to go after each other so they can win? So,
do you like Johnny's personality and Gyro's personalities? What do you think of them as people so far from the little that you've seen?
I think Gyro is trying so hard to act super tough and mysterious. So I'm just curious to see if he'll remain that way or if he'll like soften up towards Johnny, because I bet Johnny's just gonna be like a real pest and like keep hanging around him like in between races and then like keep following him during the races. And then I don't know. I suppose they'll probably start to form like a real bond with each other instead of just being annoyed with each other, but it'll be cool to see how their relationship develops.
I know it was kind of bad. I've taken it seriously before, but I was kind of chuckling a little bit when like, oh, this is gonna sound bad, when Johnny's like backstory was getting shown. Later on, when they reveal more and more, but just I was thinking back to the anime adaptation of it, and they kind of just did it like super fast. And it was just like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know why they would do that. He's only the main character, so
He's actually like super depressing. Like his backstory is kind of brutal. Like he was at the top of the world, and then he got not brought down a few pegs. He can't walk anymore.
And then
yeah.
everyone abandoned him too.
Yeah.
So
I feel like maybe I need to like go back and read it, but I feel like the manga kind of betrayed him as like someone on top of the world, and kind of used his status to get what he wanted.
Kind of funny that you brought up cars. He kind of is like a Lightning McQueen. Like he was this kind of like cocky womanizer type guy.
I feel like the anime kind of upplayed that, really gave him that. So I think that really sets him up for like kind of like a change of perspective, or like how he lives throughout the race. Because like right now I'm like, okay, Johnny's he's kind of selfish. He's doing this just for himself. There's no real like motivation behind just wanting to walk, which I mean, is fair. And Gyro, kind of going off what you said, JJ. Yeah, maybe he'll soften up, but he's also just aura farming in every panel, and I'm here for it. So, yeah.
Yeah. See, I just remembered now that in the anime episode, they actually showed more about Johnny's backstory than they do in the manga. They showed that his brother dies, right?
yeah.
Oh,
His brother Nicholas. They didn't go into the specifics of it, which will come later. But like, what do you guys think about that? Why do you think it's interesting that they decided to show that little part? I feel like it's not needed because in the manga, like the pacing was all right. I feel like for what they show for Johnny's backstory, but do you guys think it adds a little more to his it brings it more depressing or make the atmosphere a little different?
I do think it does, and I'm sure like their whole plan with the anime was to shove one episode out and then wait for us to react, and like adding that part of Johnny's backstory like definitely gets us viewers like more involved than we would with just learning about like, oh, like this thing just happened to me. But no, his like backstory has more layers than that.
Yeah. You guys have any questions for me? Having like, I'm not like a master or anything, but I know quite a bit about this guy, Iraqi.
No.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. The first part of the race is you saw the map. It's mostly desert for the first parts of the race. Dude, I know you were commenting like they don't go what states they go through. Do you like the route?
Minnesota, they've just missed Minnesota.
They've just missed Minnesota. It'll be interesting how they handle those more northern states because, they'll probably go through the plains once they come out of the desert. But to my understanding, like they probably go through some good like deciduous foresty areas. And are they just crossing one of the Great Lakes? Like okay, horsey, start.
Without like spoiling too much. No, you'll get to it eventually.
Oh, okay.
Like yeah, they do it. They address it. There's not a lot of focus given on it. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I think that should be good enough. Feels like, it was a lot of material just from the start, but that's 1/10 the way through the manga already.
Dang.
Guys, if we do this 9 more times, we'll be done.
We only got how many weeks left?
3. 3.5, 4.
I guess we could read over the summer if you join like a call or something. If you guys got Discord or something, we could just put it onto the screen.
Yeah.
But now we're rambling, so I guess we'll sign off. All right, awesome. Thanks for showing up, guys.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yo. Oh, actually, I do have one more question. Jack, you're a racer, right? You run?
Yeah.
What do you think about Sandman's, what are the statistics on Sandman's running?
Bro, why haven't I thought of that? I'm going to start using that in my races.
Honest, that's like Iraqi's classic, just absolute bull crap.
Yeah, running at 40 kilometers an hour.
Usually they're a realistic fun fact, but this one is just like, okay.
All right, buddy.
All right, pal.
Let me crunch the numbers on the physics of that.
Yeah.
Because what were you saying he was running? It was like, so 15,000, right? Well, okay, he's taking shortcuts. So let's say he did 10,000 meters just to give Araki the benefit of the doubt. And he did it in 18 minutes.
Yeah. Let's see. If I remember correctly, like the fastest D1 athletes at cross country nationals were running a 10K in like 28 minutes.
Oh,
I want to say so. Sandman might be him.
Salmon might be him.
Yeah. He should enter the Olympics if he wants that money.
Yeah. I don't think he'll get way more money.
And then just one more question. I can't believe we didn't talk about it. What do you think about the steel balls as a power system?
I think it's super interesting.
Yeah.
I know in the anime they just used the hormone sounds, which was kind of
Yeah.
I was waiting to see how they would implement spin, like how the character's hands and arms would actually move, and like the sound effects and all. And I'm okay with it being based off of like hormone sound effects. That's an okay direction they took. It's kind of it is hormone in a way that it's like a jack of all trades. Like he's making illusory wall like apparitions with dust. He's able to break things. They're able to return to him perfectly at an arc. They're kind of just a do-all tool.
Yeah, there's so much potential with this power system.
I'm excited to see what they do with it. I think it's really cool. It's very unique and interesting. Cause like I don't think I've ever seen a show where like you use two steel balls for all your powers. Usually it's like a power from oneself or like an external power source. And it seems kind of like a combination. I do also think the anime should have done a different sound effect for the steel balls. I think like a cool whirling sound, like kind of showcasing that spin.
I think it's a good, because obviously Gyro Zeppeli is the stand-in for William Zeppeli. And he's obviously, you get that, like without spoilers, you get the gist, like they're going to be a teacher type relationship, like teach me how to use the spin. So it's like a teach me how to use hormone type deal.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like that.
I kind of see him as like the William Zeppeli, but I also kind of see him as like a Caesar. Because he's younger, he's
kind of a rugrat.
Yeah, he's got his own like. He also wants to be cool, kind of like the main guy, which I'm excited for because I really liked Caesar, and I was sad they didn't explore his character as in depth as Iraqi explores characters in later parts.
Yeah. So, yeah. I guess. Sorry, I just wanted to add in those little things just to spread how much content we're covering. I know you got to go, Jack.
No, I'm good.
Oh.
Do you want to keep talking?
I don't know. Do we have anything else? We could. I had a question. Now I just forgot what it was.
Oh. I mean, I think we'll watch the game on this TV. So
yeah, that's what I was. Yeah. Perfect. All right. I guess. Peace out.
Peace.